This program contains profanity and actual opinions and does not comply with the Rothingham Code for Media. Listen at your own risk. This PSA was brought to you by the Rothingham Department of Communication.
This is Radio Rothingham.
And here it is. It is another episode of Radio Rothingham. Welcome back, I guess. We're here, all here. Astra and Xaverius and Panboy and yours truly, the Artrix. We're here to bring you another episode of nonsense. So, hello you guys.
Hello.
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 Yay.
I missed you, but I'm still going to the range to improve my aiming. So yeah.
Exactly.
That was clever. So
Coincidentally, I was doing the same thing.
You were okay. Well, I guess we should, compare our skills
It's
at
a
one
sniper
point.
duel.
Yes, it's nice. Yeah, that's got to be one of the most exciting things to watch. Like, let's make this a sport. So it's like,
Right, this is how it goes. Right, both of you back to back, and it's 10 pieces. Okay.
so
sniping.
so the arena's like this big.
Wait, what? Video anti-material sniper rifle? Astra, that thing is 10 yards or meters or whatever.
Yeah,
You can throw that gun that far and kill someone.
Yes. The
So yeah,
dual
this-
intro snipers.
So yeah, I'm creating a new sport right now. It's called sniping, and the arena is basically like one big fucking field, like a few kilometers in diameter, and there's like 2 watchtowers, and it's got nothing but 2 snipers, and matches can take like days, maybe even weeks, until one of the snipers actually snipes the other player, and then it's over. So yeah, it's a very exciting sport. I'm patenting it right now.
It's definitely more exciting than chess
Exactly.
or tennis.
Well, they are making a fucking Mario game about tennis, and I'm so excited.
Artrix, I'm pretty sure there's been a few Mario games about tennis.
That's very correct. Which is why I am.
So excited.
No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Well, there's a.
You consider the prospect of a Mario tennis game, another Mario tennis game, absolutely
I'm
riveting.
looking forward other than exciting.
I just told you.
Describe the Mario tennis games.
It's riveting. It's so amazing.
Yeah, I guess those things, whatever. Yeah, I can't really say that I'm very excited about that Mario tennis game. Like, yeah, I'm not paying 60 quid for that.
Nope.
I mean, not even the waifus in that game weren't paying 60 quid for a game that I'll probably play like 6 times and then just get totally bored with.
Artrix, I think you're underestimating how popular tennis games are. I remember when virtual tennis was out on the Dreamcast and in arcades, and people played that game. They played that game like it was going out of fashion, which it was. Because
It's constantly going out of fashion.
Also, Panboy, that doesn't hold any water in what now? I mean that doesn't hold a candle compared to the ultimate of tennis games. Like there's one tennis game out there that's like the best tennis game ever made, and it's never been no. And that game is Mario Tennis for the Virtual Boy.
nah, I'm pretty sure the best tennis game ever made, and no one has ever improved on the formula since, and because of its existence, there is no need to make new tennis games, and there never has been, and it's called Pong.
Pong fucking sucks. No one cares about Pong.
And even Pong is actually an intense rip-off of Tennis for Two for an oscilloscope.
Wasn't that credited as being the first video game ever?
The one on the oscilloscope or
Yeah,
or
the
Pong?
oscilloscope.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
There was also some kind of battleship simulator that was basically Battleship on a mainframe computer. back before computers could compute.
Sounds exciting.
No, it was.
So yeah, right now I'm drawing some idiot using the Virtual Boy, sort of, except that it's not the Virtual Boy because it's not full. It's not actually something you wear on your head. He's using duct tape to keep it secure.
Are you aware that you didn't actually wear a Virtual Boy on your head?
That's why he's using duct tape to duct tape it to his face.
Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it didn't seem like that back then, but Virtual Boy sounds like something a pedophile would play.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those Japanese sex video games.
Yeah,
they are not video games. It's just a screen with a naked lady.
Maybe
in this case, a screen with a naked boy.
Maybe they just didn't do their research right, because they were like, yeah, this is something that's in high demand, so we're going to manufacture this, and then discovered, oh, wait a minute, pedophilia is actually not that big. People sort of frown upon it, actually.
Oh wait, pedophilia is a crime.
Oh yeah,
Why did nobody tell that?
Hmm?
Like it's perfectly normal in Japan, right?
But if you would consume a lot of Japanese media, you would assume so, yes. I consume a lot of Japanese media, so I can only assume that everyone in Japan is constantly having sex with everyone else, regardless of age, gender, or species.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know that pedophiles are very good with kids.
Yeah, they are the truly sexually liberated country on the planet.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with Japan's sexuality. Like they have such healthy birth rates because their sex lives are very healthy.
Yes. Obviously, they're having a lot of sex. That's why there's so many of them being born every few minutes.
I know, right? Like
they do have lots of sex, but it's usually with octopuses. So
yeah, as you know, that's something we see in Splatoon. That's a direct reflection of Japanese culture. So yeah, if you're playing Splatoon, you're actually playing a octopus sex simulator. Cleverly disguised as
you're jizzing all over the place.
Exactly, because we all know that octopus jizz is like blue and orange and and green.
That's how they procreate. When you're in an ocean and an octopus, well, a squid, inks you, it means it likes you very much, and it's just shy. That's why it's running away.
That's just saying hello in Japanese.
Yeah. Yes.
So obviously, yeah, because of that, the world is being flooded with Japanese. Like you see them everywhere. And yeah, we gotta be careful, because otherwise they'll just go and flood everything. Like the world will literally be flooded by Japanese people. There's also many of them.
Better just let pedophiles take care of your kids, not the Japanese. Or Christians. I mean, Christians are terrible people.
It's funny talking about the flood of Asians across the world, because remember that there was a college in America recently that had
yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was fucking great. But go ahead, tell the story.
Well, they were having a fun little protest against representation and racism on their campus, and
other things nobody cares about, really.
Yeah, in general, but it's, strangely enough, their college staff is actually 20% Asian in an American college where Asians do not make up 20% of the population. Even with this flood of Japanese into America that we were just discussing with the out of control birth rates. But yeah, isn't that odd?
But now the Asian students can identify with the populace of the United States.
But aren't Asians a minority in America?
They are a bigger minority than 20% around that university.
I would say that the the success of a lot of Asian people in American society is actually a very clear indicator that this whole white privilege thing that we keep hearing about is just a bunch of bullshit. Because we're being told, yeah, because of white privilege, the white man is keeping you down. And it's just because they're white. It doesn't have to do with anything else. Like...
It's not just because they are white. It's also because they are men.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry for making this. So,
I apologize to Astra for raping her.
Yeah, you had to apologize to me. Go on.
Okay.
Do it.
I because I'm a white cis male, I'm physically incapable of knowing how to do that. So yeah, sorry, Astra, that I'm not able to apologize.
It would literally make you vomit and lose all your privilege out your nose.
Exactly.
That's how that works.
I also bet that you call girls girls and boys boys.
Exactly. So.
You vile person.
I know, right?
Yeah. This is a thing that happened. You know, there was a daycare or a preschool or whatever. I don't know exactly. And two gay guys had an adopted child. It's a girl, and they put her in there. And then the two Christian teachers did an unbelievable thing. The most vile thing I can even imagine. Like, the Holocaust is nothing in comparison to this.
Oh.
They called the girl a girl.
Yeah, that's absolutely worse than Holocaust.
Yes, exactly. Even though the gay parents wanted them to call the girl a boy because she's a boy, not a girl.
Well.
Okay, now I'm confused.
Also, she is 6 years old, so.
Okay.
So wait. These gay parents of this little girl wanted the daycare to address her as a boy?
Of course. I mean, that's perfectly natural. And
that isn't.
Not make a mess out of the girl's head.
Nope, that's absolutely not going to backfire.
That is just inviting mental problems.
That reminds me of a similar situation of this boy that was adopted by two lesbians, a lesbian couple, and they more or less decided that this boy is going to be a transgender girl, so we're going to give this boy like hormones and shit. And if you look at the pictures, you can see
that's the best plan ever.
So yeah, then you see like
people without their consent, when they can't even give consent.
But are you serious? They medically treated a child with hormones, even though there was nothing technically wrong with them.
Yes,
just
I'm not
because.
making this shit up. So you look at a picture. So you have, a nice little family picture of the couple and the boy, because that's what I'm going to refer to the boy. So the boy is sitting there, and you can just see the what's that word?
Misery.
No, it wasn't misery.
It was the opposite, right?
Come on. It was more like joy, because you look in the boy's face, and there's nothing but despair. I mean, joy in his face, and it's like I feel so great being. It was a really sad sight.
I'm going to need citations for this one, Artrix, because that one just sounds too stupid to be true.
Okay, well, I can't find it right now because obviously I'm doing the podcast right now, which means I'm drawing.
But like, I don't entirely disbelieve it, but that could happen.
See it for yourself.
Yeah, I find it insane.
Hard to believe.
Yeah,
it's a bit too
I'm having trouble swallowing that as well.
Okay.
I don't, because I know what happens these days, but still.
Yeah, I mean, it is not very dissimilar to what Xaverius just described, except that the roles are reversed.
That, but also the drugs are involved.
There's no drugs involved.
Yeah. One is people being, viciously stupid and going to hurt the mental health of an innocent little boy, and the other is people being viciously stupid, hurting mental and physical health with prescription drugs. It's the prescription drugs part that makes it a bit harder to swallow.
Well, I do clearly remember that the drugs are
her.
involved.
Her parents will be proud.
Yeah. They did say that their kid, the kid was older, by the way. The kid was like 8 or something.
That's
Oh
still,
my!
But that's still,
Years.
but that's still really fucking young to start transitioning because, well, for one thing, an 8-year-old isn't sexually developed at all.
oh my.
I mean, at that age, you'd like understand any of this shit.
Artrix, don't you know that sexual development is a social construct?
That too. So I'm Tumblr overlords. Please don't tumble down on me.
I believe my internet might be acting up because you guys are cutting out.
Oh, I don't know. I just finished downloading the thing, so my internet should be alright now.
That's actually okay. Yeah, Astra posted a link to the story.
Oh my!
So California boy, 11 years old,
Oh,
undergoing a
California.
hormone blocking treatment. Oh god.
This is
Got it,
posted on
got
the
it,
Daily
yes.
Mail.
California is like the Florida of social justice. You know, every once in a
Yeah.
while you have that news. Florida man did so and so.
I think it was even in fucking of course it was in California. I mean, it was in fucking San Francisco too. So
That's California.
That's California, but it's like the progressive capital of California.
I'm beginning to think that California, San Francisco might be possibly the worst place on the planet right now. It is beginning to sound a lot like the dystopian future that Orwell warned us of.
Well,
Oh,
depends.
there's also people who go to a preschool.
It depends. Are they in a perpetual state with Oceania? Oh wait, the story did take place in Oceania. But they were fighting Eurasia. So are they in a perpetual war with Eurasia?
No, but they are in the state of California, and they are fighting the war with all those bigoted people, which means the world mostly. But hey, when you get stressed with all this fight for justice, you can go to an adult preschool and color some coloring books.
That is true. There are actually people on this planet that pay someone to be able to go to some sort of preschool setting, and they can go and color stuff.
Are these
It's
people aware that they can just buy a coloring book and sit down in Starbucks and have a coffee and scribble in it all they want?
But Panboy, if you do it just by yourself, who's going to commend you for this nicely colored picture?
Yeah, and
You won't get validation.
space.
Come
it
on.
will be like a regular space. We can't have that.
I need all the space to be safe space.
But yeah, or they can just do what I do and just be an artist.
And make money by coloring pictures. You do.
Exactly.
You know, this is why the dad shed exists. Although, unfortunately, people very rarely respect the dad shed.
I respect what?
The shed, you know, where you go to get away from your family and friends, and you just
Yeah, I get it.
you just turn on a power drill and drill holes in things just to make it sound like you're doing something, but you're
Oh,
not.
You're just retreating.
Just escaping the crazy. It's like, oh no, I must get away.
But at least you'd be sort of productive in the safe space that you constructed yourself.
And then you have a board full of holes.
Exactly.
What happens when you run out of board? You can't make any more holes.
Well, obviously you should be drilling antimatter holes then. Just drill holes in antimatter, and then you can just they'll create matter or something like that.
I don't think that
I'm
works
not
like
quite-
that.
I think you might have antimatter a little backwards.
See, antimatter is just like regular matter, except the protons have an opposite charge.
And it is known that when you combine antimatter with regular matter,
It cancels out.
it doesn't quite cancel out. What actually happens
In a way.
is both matters emit all their potential energy at once in every direction away from where the two things came together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of like what happens inside a nuclear bomb, except more so.
Okay. Well, obviously you should be doing that in your man shed or dead shed.
Yes.
It sounds like a fun thing to do.
They've only successfully created, grams of antimatter stably, and it has to be kept in plasma magnetic shielding, because if any matter, anything gets in there and touches it, it's not good.
No, they just like each other very much,
But if it makes contact with the air, it's probably all right. You'll see it fizzle away until there's nothing left, and that'll happen. But if it makes contact with something more substantial, like if you make a hammer out of antimatter and you hit another hammer with it, it's probably not going to be good.
Well, we are talking about opposite charges on protons, which is the core of atoms. So might not be a good idea. Going around smashing things.
Also, getting back on the whole Asians thing and their success in society.
That's racist.
It is.
Damn straight! I'm going to be so fucking racist right now. I'm going to do the most racist thing you can do in 2015.
Be racist.
So get your fingers right at the keyboard because I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Asians.
All right.
Apparently, Asians are actually doing pretty damn well financially. Even better than, the cis-het, oppressive white man.
Okay, Artrix.
God.
I'm gonna do something horrible right now.
Oh.
I'm gonna dump upon you.
Oh God. I'm not ready, Panboy. I think you're going to trigger me.
I am.
Oh no, I'm not ready. I want to go to my safe
What are you going to say
space.
next?
All right.
That Asians speak good English for immigrants?
They do, but also, I believe. Now, I don't have a citation for this, just anecdotal evidence.
Well, we should listen and believe.
But maybe,
Maybe. Okay.
Asians are genetically predisposed to being smarter.
Oh.
Maybe.
It could be a racial trait, but it could also be a social trait, because Asians are also socially disposed to being very hard workers and having a very strong moral link to working hard and doing good by your business and not fucking up, because that would shame your family.
I honestly
Shame for
think
this prey.
they could be genetically predisposed to being smart, but I think it is a cultural thing. Because
I think it could be both. Because think of it this way: if the culture in the country has forced people to only respect, honor, and enjoy company of other people who are also smart and successful, that would cause people to more likely match up with other people who are also smart, thus passing along the smartness genes basically by eugenics. Because only smart people are actually respected in the society, so anyone who doesn't actually succeed probably is not going to have babies.
well, we still see that in particularly Japanese society.
You are underestimating how many stupid people there is.
With the birth rate in Japan, I don't think so.
I don't think there are any people in Japan at this point.
No.
Japan is having a legit problem with ridiculously low birth rates and just the general unwillingness of particularly teenagers to fuck, basically.
Standards have become, as I was saying, the standards of courtship have become too high in Japan.
It's also the teenagers prefer to be Artrix.
Yeah, that too, because they don't actually want to deal with all that nonsense.
I'm not even entirely sure if what it was about Japanese society that makes it so hard, because I mean, obviously the kids still want relationships, but
It's Japan. They don't show emotions.
I think it's really just people have set the standards way too high.
I mean, Japan is one of the countries here of like teenage girls hiring boyfriends to show off. Like, hey, you're a pretty boy. I'm going to go and pay you a few thousand yen, and you're just gonna be my boyfriend today. Now
that's a job I could do.
There's a reason otaku culture exists in Japan, and because people are much more happy to rather than have to deal with this socially honor-bound system that's really restrictive and expects expects boys to be basically perfect. They're like, I just can't deal with this, so I am just going to not and watch my animes and buy comic books and jerk off to tentacle porn because women are like crazy, yo.
So what do you think about this, Astra?
I'm indifferent about it.
Wow.
Astra, do you not have incredibly high standards of what the perfect man you need to be to whisk you away on his mighty steed as he rescues you from a burning castle with 7 dragons? because from my experience in reality, that seems to be what women expect these days.
Well, not really.
Huh?
I just want the guy not to be a murderer. That's a
That's pretty high
advantage.
standards.
But Panboy, but if you are saving a woman from a burning castle of 7 dragons, then you are denying her agency.
Well, you see, that's the double-edged sword, of course. Because they want all the agency, but they also want to be rescued from the fire dragons.
So you're saying that's the reason why most of feminists are single?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Also, talking about birth rates, did you notice that China lifted the ban on more than one child?
I did.
Yeah, they did, and I'm rather.
They now can have 2 child.
Yeah, but still, you need a certificate to basically do anything. So now you need even more certificates.
Yeah, it's even the Chinese officials kind of noticed that there's no women in China.
Mm-hmm. The male to female ratio was kind of fucked up. So I think there were like 63 or something million guys more than there are girls.
Yeah, because people would
rather have boys than girls, since you can only have one child. They were like,
yeah,
we really want to have a boy in the family, and since you can only have one child and only get one shot at it, we might as well,
Because you have to have that male sire, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, cue fucked up situations in the China.
It's a pretty good situation if you're gay, but yeah.
Speaking of
gay men.
Yeah, true. But China's probably full of gay men, but not out of desire, more out of necessity. Speaking of hundreds of dead babies,
see, gay is a choice.
China proves it.
I just read a news article stating the following: multiple bodies of babies found in German flat.
Oh, I heard about it.
Oh.
God damn it. Germany's still going at it.
Apparently there was this woman who was just, having children for the last 20 years and just disposing of them in the shed.
What the
Seriously,
fuck?
It's like that
slaughtering the
Austrian
poor
guy.
baby.
It's like that Austrian guy who jailed his daughter in the basement, but in reverse.
Oh god, that sounds fucking awful.
Well, if you
So-
think
so
it
you-
sounds awful, there was a man in South Africa, in the South African Republic recently, and they found 21 severed vaginas in his freezer.
Severed
Fucking
vaginas.
Yes.
I have a
Do
hard
that.
I have a hard time picturing that.
I
My,
don't
my,
want to
my
judge.
first comment is, ouch.
Yes, Asta.
Fuck
Out.
that.
You die from that. You can't. That. Oh,
Yeah,
he was
I-
probably fucking dead.
I mean, how does that work?
I don't know.
Well, you see, Artrix, when a man and a woman don't love each other very much, and one of them has a big knife,
And sedatives.
Just buy 40 fucking flashlights.
The best thing about the case is that
yeah.
his girlfriend at the time was supposed to stand against him in the court, but before the court happened, she was gunned down.
Oh,
my
wow.
Whoops.
jeez.
That's what happens in South Africa.
Oh, this was Africa.
Well, this South Africa, so
And she was black too.
Ah.
Just remember, guys, Africa is a well-developed modern country, and don't let the terrible media presence of it.
Well, South
Fool you.
Africa is a well-developed.
yeah,
Well,
they're still fairly fucked up, but it's not like the Congo or some shit. I mean, they actually have highways and shit.
Also, apparently, even if you happen to be actual transgender person who doesn't want to go around flaunting it to everyone's faces, I mean, a popular person, apparently you have little to no chance to actually get hormones because all the doctors there are prejudiced as fuck. Prejudiced as fuck. You can't. You have no chance.
Yeah, no, they probably won't let you.
No.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
In that case, you have to move to San Francisco, I guess.
Well, don't be silly. San Francisco.
They dispense hormones on the street. Like you go to buy a pack of cigarettes, they sell hormones.
You go to the gas station and you're like, hey man, can I have a pack of smokes? And then the cashier's like, hormone or none. And then you're like, what the fuck? I just want my goddamn smokes. None it is.
Can I have a family-sized pack of estrogen?
Actually, isn't marijuana legal in California?
I guess.
Oh God, this could explain so many things. I think we need to make sure marijuana never becomes legal anywhere else on the planet.
It's never. Is it? Yeah. We don't have no weed over here. Marijuana is completely legal here.
Well,
It's
you're
not like
not Amsterdam.
Yeah, it's not like I can go to the supermarket and then be like, oh shit, I forgot to stock up on weed. So I'll just go to the store next door.
And I'm going to buy wheat noodles and wheat sauce.
Well, there's actually
potatoes.
There's actually a type of cake you can bake that, and one of the ingredients is actually marijuana.
Yes, Artrix. Every guy who's into marijuana does that.
Yeah.
I believe they call those special cakes.
You mean space cakes?
Those two. Special brownies.
All the kinds of cake.
Tasty.
I don't know.
Yeah, that cake is a drug as well.
Are your children on cake? Oh no.
But I think all of this started out with the discussion about that one rally, and I think
About what?
the rally where there was like this Asian chick that the video, from what I've seen, it was like a bunch of students just standing in a circle to create a safe space or whatever, because they're really about them safe spaces these days.
They were they were protesting.
Of course, they were protesting something.
Against nobody knows what, but they were protesting.
Well, I'll tell you what they were protesting. Someone, somewhere, perhaps, uttered the word nigger.
Oh my!
Oh.
Also, apparently someone drew a poop swastika.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
But I've seen pictures of a poop swastika, but I don't know if it is the poop swastika. I've seen plenty of poop swastikas in my time, to be honest. You go into any shitty bar, and literally, there's shitty poop swastikas. Oh god, the amount of times I've seen stupid shit drawn and shit on the walls in places is like, why?
You live in Ireland.
What is wrong with what is wrong with the kind of person who thinks, do you know what? Today I'm going to use my own poop to draw on the wall. Like,
Junkies and drunk people have the best ideas.
I mean, seriously, I don't. I mean,
Anyways, they were protesting a thing, and so the Chinese chick would apparently lived in America for like 5 years, which is actually admirable. She came in age 15, didn't speak the language and everything. She basically had to start from scratch, and she basically worked her way up to the point where she can actually sort of function in society.
And she earned all the freedoms.
But all of that is in vain. All of that is in vain. Because, as it turns out, she is of the opinion, the very controversial opinion, that, I kid you not, that blacks can be racist.
You what, mate?
I know,
black
right?
people can be racist. My god.
I know, right?
I think this is a different college we're talking about.
How come? Is the story you were telling different than the one I'm told?
Very much so.
Oh,
The one I'm
okay.
talking about is protesting against racism against black people. You're talking about something about black people being racist? I haven't heard this
Well,
one.
No.
Artrix.
Go ahead.
If I didn't know she's Asian, I would say she's racist. But
Yeah,
you know,
but
Asians
now
can
that
be
she,
racist.
yeah, so the fact that she's Asian suddenly changes everything. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, of course. I mean, only white people can be racist
Obviously.
because white is not a race.
Oh, yeah, it is people of color. So yeah, and obviously white isn't a color. We all know that. Even though it's all colors.
All the artists will tell you that black and white are not colors. Wait, black too?
Black is an absence of color, and white is, well, it's actually all colors of the rainbow. But no, you can.
I think this white privilege thing is falling apart, guys.
But
Quick,
Artrix,
somebody cry rape.
you were going to establish what this Asian girl was doing and how people reacted to her
yeah.
declaring that black people could be racist.
So she said that, and then I mean, like a bunch of sheep. I immediately heard things in the background like, "Oh, race!" They were like gasping. Oh my god! Did she just say that racist is privilege and power? Like some broken record. Like someone mentioned this. They immediately go and spout these sound bites, so to speak. And they basically took her megaphone away, and then the host of the protest was like, okay, let's pretend it never happened and resume with our daily lives or some shit like that. But yeah,
They totally raped her.
nonsense. She raped them with her words. Her words literally raped those people in the protest. Come on.
Declaring that people could be racist.
No matter what
Foreign
race you
concept.
are.
This may have happened at the same protest, but I don't know. Because evidently the person you're talking about was not entirely aligned with this protest group.
At least one of those things happened at Yale.
Yes, another thing happened at Yale.
Oh yeah. I think Thunderbird did a video about this.
Thunderbirds!
Thunderbirds are go.
Thunderbird, Thunderfoot. That has to be a thing. Maybe,
Thunderclaw.
I'm going to draw it right now.
Thunder, cats.
So what sort of vehicle would Thunderbird Thunderfoot be?
He's a flying science lab.
But he's a nuclear researcher, so it would obviously be nuclear powered.
Ah,
It's a flying nuclear reactor.
yes.
Kind of fusion sky car.
Bringing power to all the third world countries.
It's just a giant nuclear reactor that can fly
in the sky.
in the sky. So yeah, I'm drawing that right now.
Obviously, it would have the next Thunderbird number on it. What would it be? Number 7?
Yeah, since the new one is called Thunderbird S for some reason. Thunderbird Stealth or whatever.
Well, they run out of numbers.
You're just drawing
No.
a giant cooling tower?
Exactly.
And it's flying.
It's flying.
Yeah.
You don't even know how a nuclear reactor works, do you, Artrix?
I do, but the most visual
do.
part of the nuclear reactor is the exhaust tower.
Yes. All the towers releasing the deadly toxins.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. That has nothing to do with water vapors and
No.
shit. No,
It's only radioactive toxins.
it's just
Yeah, Artrix, it's toxins that are radioactive.
exactly.
That's double the kill.
I mean, radioactive phases like this greenish ooze that's being kept in like crates, and
And
it
the
can
crates-
easily and they leak and it all drips into the water supply. That's
Honestly,
how nuclear
probably-
reactors work.
That's probably both toxic and radioactive, honestly. Unless do you want to go around drinking unstable isotopes of uranium?
It's like an energy drink.
Make you have 400 babies. which you could then bury in the back of a German flat. Oh, that's horrible. I'm a terrible person.
It depends on the size of your basement. Like you can put part of them there and part in the back of the German flat. Also, the basement was in Austria, so that's next door basically. Also,
Okay, so
I did read the best article.
Oh.
Yeah,
God.
Go on.
you know what's offensive now? You know what
word-
crashes a man's spirit and brings the social injustice into the equilibrium and stability that should be home?
When the fridge is out of beer.
No. Spooning.
oh God,
Spooning, eh?
I'm
Yeah.
I'm triggered right now.
It's a big problem. It's a big problem, man.
So how is spooning a problem now?
Well, because the big spoon
Yeah.
exerts privilege over the small spoon, and when they want to switch, then the small spoon is too small to be the big spoon.
Wow.
Which is very unjust, and spooning should end. Also,
should
you get all sweaty and have to touch the other person.
Oh God.
But I thought spooning was just the position that made it ideal for easy access to later sex.
Apparently,
having to
apparently
move.
it's very oppressive.
Well, yes, because you're pressing that anus with your penis. Unless
Yes,
you have
yes.
unless you have a nice long penis, and then you can press all of that, all of it.
But yeah, that sounds fucking idiotic.
Well,
So-
yeah. It was basically just a gay guy complaining that he's too small.
It's like, I'm too small to be the big spoon. Why am I always the small spoon?
This
so,
is injustice of the society. It must be.
so it wasn't even a complaint brought about in the sense that men are just too big, and
No.
we now have to genetically modify all
No.
guys to be smaller.
It was the complaint that big spoons are too big.
My spoon's too big.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm a small person, and I've spooned with people who are bigger, and I've been the big spoon,
You are
even though I'm
oppressed.
small.
Small cook, big cook.
I don't seem to understand the actual problem here. I don't think it's fundamentally wrong. I mean, I think it just doesn't make any sense. It's like spooning is not about who's physically larger.
Obviously, you've never been oppressed by the big spoon.
Yeah.
True. My big spoons don't normally have penises.
I mean, God, for what I know, you maybe even enjoyed it.
Probably did. I probably would too.
You are a terrible person. Okay.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but when you're with your intimate partner and holding each other in bed, usually you're enjoying their company. Until it's been about 10 years.
But they are oppressing you, Panboy.
No.
Yes, they are. It was written on the internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it must be true.
Uh-huh.
Well, I say things on the internet all the time. That doesn't make them true.
You think somebody would just go on the internet and tell lies?
Well, considering it's me we're talking about, and I would never tell a lie on the internet. Yes. See? I would never, no one would ever tell lies on the internet, true.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I meant. So big people, stop oppressing all the small people. Just go throw yourself off a cliff or something.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Then you can big spoon each other with the fishes.
Nah, man, I'm content being alive. Sorry. By the way, you're a big guy too, Xaverius.
I am.
Well, you're about the same height as I am, right?
Can you repeat that?
You're about the same height as I am, right?
No, what you said before.
You're a big guy?
For you.
Dank memes.
Are you trying to invite each other to a social encounter of the intimate kind?
Not really.
Absolutely.
Well, speak for yourself. I'm not doing any of that.
Of course, the only person I would actually like to spoon is myself.
Well, we did establish a few times that you really seem to like yourself.
Yes, I am my own waifu.
Exactly, to the point that you're your own waifu. It's because I was like drawing your conventional waifu as in Applejack. You're like, no, that's not good enough because, you know.
Oh shit, breaking news, there's outright rioting going on in Paris right now.
Holy shit. Oh. What?
Let's have a look.
Well, Paris is like 80% black people and immigrants. What can go wrong?
Riot Paris.
So, are there any claims?
Is there any reason?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out.
Or did they just decide, it's Friday the 13th, let's riot?
Maybe that was the case. But it is not uncommon to hear about riots in Paris.
Yeah, it's France. Like, if they don't have a riot at least once a year, it's basically their national holiday.
Oh, wow.
And it's movable.
At least 18 people have been killed in several deadly shootings across a number of sites in France.
Oh.
Yeah, this is not a single attack. It's...
Oh, wow.
It's
a revolution.
Maybe having another... It's their weekly revolution.
The news site I'm looking at isn't saying if there was any motivation or anything known about it. I don't know. It's just saying multiple attacks in Paris. People.
3 explosions have been reported outside a bar in Stade de France, where France were hosting Germany.
And a machine gun attack in a pub as well. It's okay. That's
kind of severe.
Yeah.
And
it's probably our friend the ISIS again.
Could be.
So the gunman has fled the scene of.
Well, see, then that wasn't as.
They're not wanting to be caught, yeah, but it's still cowardly.
Well, no, I was gonna say what usually happens when people go on these shooting sprees, like school shootings and stuff. The people run into the place, shoot the place up, and then kill themselves. So this is a different MO from that. This is an attack rather than like an angry send-off.
Basically. What would we do without the terrorists? We would laugh and sing and grow old.
Well, we still grow old, but it's kind of being miserable all the time. Because it's constantly, them terrorists, they're gonna kill you, and then you're like afraid and shit. And you do that for 70 years, and then you realize that you spent the last 70 years being afraid, even though nothing happened to you.
Then you realize that nobody likes you, and even the terrorists forgot about you.
Exactly. Then you just feel left out, and then you start a Tumblr because they weren't inclusive enough.
Yeah.
Terrorists weren't inclusive enough because they didn't attack me. They attacked that guy over there because he's white, I guess.
Yeah, they are totally racist, these guys.
Exactly.
Though they are Muslims, so you can say anything bad about them because, you know, telling bad things about Muslims is racist. Because Muslim is now a race.
They clearly are a race. I mean...
Oh god, and even... I'm reading another report here. The world news at the moment is awful. There was a boat, several boats trying to get to Austria. Wait, hang on.
Don't you mean
right.
Australia?
How do
Because
you get
as far as I
with a boat
know,
to Austria?
Austria's kind of landlocked.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I'm confused.
They took boats and sailed through Alps
Yep.
straight to Austria. See, it's ingenious plan because nobody would expect boats in the Alps.
It's in the Mediterranean. So many boats are having troubles crossing this sea that they're being needed to be rescued by European boats and Irish boats that just happen to be there. It's almost like, I don't want to, make false accusations or anything, but the amount of these boats that are having trouble, it seems kind of suspicious. Maybe these people think they'll have an easier time getting across the border controls if they are rescued from sinking boats rather than just, arriving in the port with a boat full of, 200 brown people.
Maybe.
Apparently one particular boat, the Medicina San Fronteres, has rescued 20,000 people already in the Mediterranean. Maybe that's a rescue agency. I don't know. But that's an absurd amount of people to be rescuing in a sea.
But I guess it's just a routine to make a hole into your boat when you see another one on the horizon.
Yeah, maybe it's just a cultural thing.
I'm pretty sure people who live in desert climates don't have much of a sailing culture. I'm just maybe.
So you're saying that that's the reason for the boats
That's
not
right.
working properly?
They simply don't know how to sail a boat because they live in the desert, and that's why all these boats are sinking. Yes, that must be it. Yep, that makes sense. That also explains why they keep throwing gay people and Christians over the side. That because they don't understand how to drive boat.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, these are not the important issues.
No.
No. The important issues are manspreading.
Yeah, naturally. And don't forget the most important issue of the last weeks, months, I guess.
Which is
women harassed and cyberbullied.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Don't worry, the UN are going to deal with it. They received a very comprehensive report and published its findings.
Yes, they are going to deal with it the same way they dealt with female genital mutilation and with slavery.
They're just going to point a finger at it to say no.
That's not very nice.
That's not very nice. Please don't do that.
Well, fortunately, the UN is an entirely impotent body. So even if they are publishing idiotic papers that don't make any sense, they can't actually do anything about it. And anyone who reads those papers and understands that they're full of nonsense, I mean of well-reasoned fact and research. On Drive C, yes. Oh, God, it didn't even have it.
And meanwhile, I'm drawing 2 versions of Twilight.
You know what was best about the paper, apart from Drive C, and like 5 places in the document linking to the same article.
Which wasn't and that article, as far as I know, didn't even support the claim they made.
Yeah, the best thing that Zoe Quinn herself, the great emissary, trashed the paper.
It's true, she did. Haven't we spoken about this before?
I'm pretty sure that we talked about this in the last episode.
I don't think we talked about it in the last episode.
It wasn't the last episode.
Or the episode before that. We did mention that she apparently doesn't think the report is very good, even though it's, yeah.
This is one of the rare cases when even a repeated joke is still a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have to get on to the real issues of today.
So manspreading.
The really heavy-hitting stuff. I mean, people dying in the Mediterranean and forcing rescue crews to bring them into countries that obviously don't want them. That's nothing.
Well, they attempted to die, so that's their fault.
Starbucks made a red cup.
Oh yeah, that's the most
Holy fucking jumping Jesus.
evil.
You're right, Panboy. These are the truly important issues.
The cup was red. And you know what was wrong with that? Do you know what was so wrong with that? It wasn't because it was religious, no. It wasn't because it was celebrating a holiday that isn't inclusive enough of all religions. No. No, it was because the cup wasn't decorated enough.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
They didn't put enough effort into their Christmas cups.
But a cup that's like entirely red without any print is obviously a statement by the artist.
So is the shit swastika.
Exactly.
You could say it's modern art, but they said it was disrespectful to their culture for such a big company to be so lazy with their design.
And not put Santa Clauses all over the cup.
Which culture?
American culture, I guess.
America has a culture.
Wait, someone's saying that it's disrespectful to the American culture because the cup of Starbucks isn't decorated enough?
What you're saying is that it's disrespectful to Christians.
And Donald Trump had the best response to this whole crisis. He said, no, he had a response. His response was the following. We have a Starbucks in our building. It's one of the most successful Starbucks in the world. You know, maybe we should just boycott it, or don't. I don't care. Which is great.
He's the best leader, apparently.
I think Donald Trump is the best American president. And he's not even elected yet.
Well, it certainly would be a lot more amusing if he actually did manage to make it to office.
Well, who are his opponents? That black guy who's talking utter nonsense, and some people I don't even know.
Hillary Clinton.
You mean in the Republican Party or as a whole? Because in the Republican
Artrix,
Party,
I do not know these parties you are talking about.
Wait, America has different parties? I thought they just had a bunch of idiots who went for office every now and again.
Yeah,
that's basically what it boils down to.
Yeah, it's basically like, okay, you got two bunch of people and they do a bunch of elections, and then it's distilled down to 2 bunch of peoples, which is just 2 people, and then they sort of a big cockfight, and then I guess.
Look, we all know that doesn't actually matter. American politics isn't governed by votes. It's governed by whoever happens to be in the Senate at the time. And half the time there's no one there because people don't show up for work for these things. So it's actually governed by whoever shows up for work that day. So, really, or if you want to rule America, don't try to be a president, don't try to be a mayor, don't try to be a governor. Just try to get in the Senate and then actually show up for work. We have the same problem in Ireland, where I think we call it the arse and Uachtaráin, and most of the MPs just never show up for work. So the decisions are actually made by like 20% of the entire cabinet.
You have a very bad government. I mean, our politicians nearly always show up for work. And then they have a nice nap, and then they go home.
Our politicians only have to work like 20 days a year or something. It's retarded. And they still can't show up. I hate government. It's just so shit. I'm not an anarchist. Because my firm belief is that if you were to dissolve all governments across the planet, new governments would immediately be established. You might not recognize them as governments, not right away anyway.
It's called tribes.
Yes, it starts with tribes and gangs. So if you were to say take one of the American street gangs like the Bloods or the Cribs, they would immediately rise to power in a power vacuum where the governments in America fell. And then before you know it, I think it's Detroit that those operate.
Oh yeah, it's Detroit, the most criminal place in the 80s.
Yeah, so those gangs would actually quickly take power in that city, and they would become the ruling class. And there you go. Immediately you have a new government. It's a government of people who actually want to govern and show up for work. And when they have problems, they go out and solve them. And I'm not actually seeing a problem with this solution at all. I mean, their solutions might be a little more vicious, and there might be some more drugs involved. But I think
shit would get done, though. Shit would get done.
Exactly. They'd probably fix the water problem right away.
Also, we're talking about fucking Detroit here. Didn't that city, like, default recently?
On their water bills, yeah, and the water company cut off all the poor people. And then the gang stepped in and actually started providing water for people.
You always begin with the poor people. Because they have all the money. I mean, poor people are so rich because they don't pay all the money. So, yeah, they just keep it and become rich.
Yeah, I know, right? Those fucking poor people, they don't put any money in the economy, you know? They just keep it all to themselves. Fuck's sake. You should just introduce a new bill that forces poor people to just spend more money.
Yeah, just increase their taxes.
Yeah, just increase their taxes. I mean, yeah. Fuck's sake.
That's right. That's how you recover the economy in your country. Tax the poor more. Not the people who are still making money at the top of the pyramid. No, you tax the people at the bottom. You know.
Yeah.
Because it makes so much sense. They obviously have much more of the wealth. I
mean,
mean,
they keep it for themselves, right?
It's not like they say 90% of the wealth of the world is held by 1% of the population. No, that's nonsense.
That's what the poor people want you to believe.
Yeah, it's all just poor people propaganda.
I am a propagandist. I'm good at it.
They just hoard all the money, pretend that they're poor, and while all the rich people are barely able to afford all their caviar and 60 sports cars
and private jets.
Yeah, all these poor people demanding things like healthcare. For fuck's sake. Yeah.
With all that money, they can just buy new liver.
In lighter news, I think a bunch of things happened. There was Nintendo Direct yesterday, and it was like E3 but different. And
it was like E3 for Nintendo.
Yeah, it was.
It was still pointless, simply.
Well, they did announce a bunch of things that I find interesting. Well, actually, just one, and that's the upcoming Star Fox game. That might actually be fun.
Okay.
But
Star Fox? They resurrected Star Fox?
Yes.
I heard about that at
That's
E3.
a game that I like to hear.
I might have to buy one of those strange consoles from that company that makes the strange consoles. I know.
Yes.
But see, I'm on the fence about it because while it's the cheapest console on the market, it's also the least powerful, and rumors exist saying that it may go out of fashion way too soon.
As it happens to consoles.
Well, no. Consoles usually modern consoles, since say the Xbox One, have basically a 10-year life cycle. It's not quite, but pretty much.
And they hardly work at the beginning of the cycle.
Yeah, and then by the end of the cycle, the games that are on them are actually really well polished. But at that point, it's like our consoles getting kind of old, and PCs that were already more powerful than our console when it came out.
I just realized, was it Xbox or PlayStation that recently allowed to play old games on them?
Xbox always let you play a select few, and I think PlayStation have announced a few patches for some old games.
Oh, so it was PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. Microsoft have actually been pretty good with backwards compatibility. Oh, yeah. Not perfect, but good.
It was the one thing they were good at.
Yeah. Sony have been very...
Well, to be fair, it's backwards compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
That's something Microsoft understands.
So I kind of would like a new Star Fox game, even though I didn't actually play the old ones all that much.
And the new one seems to have a bunch of new vehicles, and the way you actually play the game seems kind of interesting. The graphics don't look all that great, to be honest.
Well, it's a Wii U.
Yeah,
so.
it's not even because it's on the Wii U. Because I've seen some fairly impressive graphics on the Wii U, but
the thing is, it's the nature of the type of game. A game like Star Fox, where you have to fight other spaceships or long-range things in a very large space, means you have to populate that space with a lot of stuff so it doesn't look completely barren. Which means you have to drop the detail level on the stuff so that it still looks relatively good at a distance.
And works on console.
Yeah, it works on a console. So, like, I've been playing Fallout 4, okay? It's a game with massive open areas as well, but when I'm running towards a building, I can literally watch it change shape 6 times as I get up to it.
And you have the good computer.
Yeah, I have a really good computer. I've got my visual resistance set to max. Star Fox doesn't want that to happen. It doesn't want to have its buildings changing shape as you run towards them. I mean, fly towards them at high speed. So it just leaves them as the bad-looking far-away building the whole time.
Yeah, so I'll just wait for some footage and everything to show up and to see what people actually think of the game.
As you should.
Before I actually plunge in. Because they also didn't really announce, because you already knew it was coming. And we even talked about it at the beginning of this podcast, and that's the Mario Tennis game. And I'm completely underwhelmed by this game.
So exciting. Oh my god, virtual tennis.
I hate to tell you, but tennis is not a very sophisticated and fancy sport.
It's not.
It involves 2 people on a small pitch running left and right to get in the way of the ball.
Yelling at each other.
Yeah, so that's obviously the choice for a Mario game, a Mario spin-off game. It's not even developed by Nintendo. I think it's the guys from Canterlot. So.
We don't know what Canterlot game.
Camelot, something like that. They also announced that the new Zelda game is coming out in 2016, and that there's also going to be an HD version of Majora's Mask, which was kind of nice.
Wait,
but,
what? Wait, no, that's already out. You're talking about the HD version of Twilight Princess.
Oh wait, that's.
I got the copy right here. I've got an exclusive copy of Majora's Mask HD.
Twilight is a princess, that's right.
But wait a minute, isn't that the 3DS version?
Yes, that's the
How is that HD? The 3DS can't even into.
Hold on.
It's HD comparatively.
They have taken hostages in Paris.
Naturally.
Oh shit.
Just because of the HD remake of Zelda?
Yep, that's exactly why they're taking hostages in
When
Paris.
George
Well,
Mark
it's why I would take hostages in Paris.
Yeah, what was that, Panboy? They're taking hostages?
Yes.
The terrorists has taken Wow.
Do we know they're terrorists, by the way?
Well,
Oh, they
or
can't
just-
be terrorists if they got hostages.
Artrix think they shot up a few people, and now they're taking hostages. They might not be the good guys.
No.
Yeah,
That is
okay.
true.
I never took a hostage.
Fair enough. That would technically make you a terrorist.
There's nothing else here yet. Don't know motivations or anything. Just that these people are shooting up Paris and now taking people hostage in a building on the same street as Charlie Hebdo.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's a popular destination for crazy people.
It all sounds like a very coordinated effort.
So why do they take hostages after shooting all those people? Did they run out of bullets?
Well, obviously they're doing it for the lols.
No, yeah, I guess. I mean, they know they are going to die in
Yeah,
a
so you
short
might
while,
you
yeah.
might as well entertain yourself, you know. We're terrible people. Talking about this strategy live on radio, that's not going to be live.
No.
Well,
It's
you
going to
guys might be
dead,
terrible
like
people.
all those French people.
I'm treating these French people with more respect. Oh God, no. It's kind of shitty.
Yeah. So yeah, here's hoping that everything is going to turn out relatively okay.
And all those dead people get a nice funeral.
Yeah, if they happen to die, I hope their funerals will be nice at least.
And that's the only thing they can look forward to right now.
Yeah, I bet they're sitting there, you know, being hostage, and then it's like, okay, well, it looks like I'm gonna die, but I just hope that the funeral's gonna be sort of cool.
No, unless they believe in a god, like then they don't care.
Well, yeah, but then you'd be worried that there still would be a chance that you're going to hell, so that wouldn't exactly make things more pleasant.
No.
You're sitting there thinking, oh shit, I can die anytime, and have I been a good Christian or Muslim or spaghetti monsterist? Because
I promise you, if there is a God, and if you try to prove your loyalty to him by running into a building and shooting a bunch of unarmed people, that he's not going to look on you fondly. I don't think even the most violent of gods in mythology would be okay with that.
okay. So here's the thing. So imagine for a second that that's your God, and you basically created the entire goddamn universe. So you created several billions and billions of planets and galaxies and stars. You made all that shit, and on one speck of dirt you put this thing we call the human race.
For the rules.
For the lols.
Yeah, I know, God's a dick if he exists, but, you know...
And so, are you really going to be that concerned about, well, what a speck on a speck of dirt in a speck of a galaxy in a speck of a universe is going to do?
Yes, no, you wouldn't be, but if you were the kind of God to go around making judgments on everyone, and you know, you did, and you're like, oh, you want my divine graces, do you? Let's see what you have on your CV. Okay, so your last act of moral superiority was to, let's see, you had an assault rifle, okay, and you walked into a pub where people were enjoying their evening, and you opted to just shoot them. That's
Dick move.
yeah, no,
That's not very
no, I don't think we have a position for you here. I think I'm gonna send you off to my secretary, Satan, and he'll have a lovely little place for you.
It's a better little place in hell, just for you.
But no, it's you can't even say I mean,
Only God can kill people, don't you know?
no, anyone can kill people. It's just whether you respect them or not for it. There's a huge difference between murdering unarmed people and fighting to protect your friends and family and country sometimes from aggressors. Like if in this situation, if someone was to pick up a knife and put it through the head of the person with the machine gun, I would say yes, that person can go into the God's heaven. Because he's a much nicer person, even though he just murdered someone with a blunt knife.
Ouch.
But at least he did it in an attempt to protect those around him.
Naturally.
Yeah, no, this is disgusting.
Well, I'm pretty sure we'll hear about it tomorrow or whatever. Well, we're hearing about right now, but...
Well, people come here for our breaking news, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The news that's only like 5 years old. Because, I gotta render it and upload it and...
Well, they get the news in a week. That's kind of actual.
That's true.
I mean, it's more actual than my videos.
Yeah, but anyways.
Shall we move on to something else? Sorry.
Yeah, we can talk about something else. It's just that let's see where we left off. I was talking about the Nintendo Direct, new
Tennis
games.
and Star Fox.
This has got to be the weirdest podcast in the sense that we're talking about death and murder, and then we just go straight back to talking about video games.
Let's go.
Murder.
But I suppose
Yes,
we can
after
also talk a
murder.
bit about Fallout 4, because the entire internet was like, Fallout 4 is out. This is fucking amazing.
People actually went to midnight releases in a game shop rather than waiting like an hour before so that they could be released on Steam.
Funny thing about that is,
It's a very overrated game. One of the most overrated games in the recent years.
people who went and bought a hard copy of that game,
They get shafted in a major way.
yeah, because they had to go home. And Steam does this thing where it lets you download a game a couple of days before it's released, so you don't have to deal with servers shitting themselves when everyone gets the game at once.
Yes.
So Fallout 4 was released with only part of the game on the disc.
Yeah, I heard about
To
that.
be exact, it was released with 4 gigabytes out of 33 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So those people who went and bought physical copies had to go home and install the game on launch night when everyone buying the physical copy was doing that. See, even if the servers that it was being sold on or distributed on had enough bandwidth to serve all the customers, I guarantee the ISPs and your local branches didn't. So those guys were in for long, slow, laggy downloads.
That's why my internet was shit last night. The
Probably.
other night. Not the other last night, but the other night.
Like Microsoft learned their lesson years ago when they released Halo 3 and crashed the internet.
Really?
Yes. No, they didn't just crash a couple of exchanges. They crashed the internet when Halo 3 came out. I think it was a release close enough to internet or to Christmas that there was a lot of Christmas deliveries of Halo 3. So Christmas Day, when Halo 3 came out, the internet was down entirely, everywhere. It was hilarious.
Yes.
So after that, a lot of companies learned, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do these kind of simultaneous releases across the planet that are going to kill the fucking internet.
Maybe.
Might not be good. Oh, you're gonna draw Midnight Twilight?
No. Just the regular ass Equestria human Equestria world Twilight. Why are they making this shit so complicated? Also, apparently she's got bigger glasses in this version than the one that I just drew, so I got to change that too.
Well, she has to have very large problem glasses.
Yeah, my Twilight has way cooler glasses.
Mm-hmm.
They're like...
Such cool money, wow.
They're half frames.
Exactly.
Oh my.
Stylish.
Very
I've got
sexy.
Oh, wait, no, these are not half frames.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait, they are half frames. Only the top part of the frame is there.
Mm-hmm.
This one's got the bottom frame. Talking about frames, I really do need to get my glasses changed. Get new ones.
Should do
Get my
that.
eyes checked.
Because
It's
like,
been like... Go on.
in the Fallout, you get a perception bonus to wearing glasses.
Oh,
Well, if you
Even when your eyes are okay.
Uh-huh. Actually, no. You have to need glasses. You have to take a perk that cripples you.
Oh.
ah.
I like those perks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can carry one boot more. Also, you can fight it all.
Actually, I'm not sure if that perk is in Fallout 4. I always thought it was
I
asleep.
was just thinking of random stuff.
No, I mean the 4-eyed perk.
Oh yeah.
Yep. But no, yeah, Fallout 4 came out. It's pretty good, but it is a Bethesda game that was just released. And it's a Bethesda open world simulator, which means that yes, there are indeed bugs. I've encountered a few.
What have you encountered?
Nothing that would say, "Oh my God, fuck this game, I'm out," and ask for a refund. And I also couldn't because I played the game for 2 hours before finishing the first quest, which is the refund policy on Steam says no. Although they should probably alter that to take into account the average play time of a game to reflect whether it deserves a refund or not. But anyway, so Fallout 4 is buggy. The first bug I encountered is when I tried to turn on my Pip-Boy. It just doesn't. The character goes into the animation, puts the gun down, and nothing happens. I was like, okay. But the game thinks the Pip-Boy's up, and you can't do anything. So you press the Pip-Boy button again, and it goes, and you get control back, but you still can't use your Pip-Boy, and sometimes you can't see your gun because that goes away. I found the easiest and quickest way to fix it is just go to third-person mode and then go back, and it's fine. So it's not a huge deal, but it's a bug.
Something that can be fixed relatively easily.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they did actually reintroduce a nice mechanic. You told me.
Oh yes. Do you want to say?
Oh well, you played it.
I did indeed. Now I'm going to ask you all to think back to 1,000,000 years ago when you played probably the game that got Bethesda on the mainstream gaming map, which
And that is my favorite game.
is Morrowind,
Yes.
where you wander around the wilderness and pick up pieces of armor randomly off people, and you end up wearing a different pair of boots than your head, and you get completely armored and completely random shit because you're just wearing whatever you can find. But you have different bits of armor for your left arm and your right arm and your left leg and your right leg and your torso and your chins, and it's like,
And your left shoulder and your right shoulder.
it's awesome. It's like all this weird different shit, and you can end up with the most unique looking suit of armor, and it's retarded, but it all looked great, and I loved it.
It's the greatest.
And that's back in Fallout 4, which is like the most unlikely thing. It's like Fallout was never really did the whole weird armor thing.
It's also an unlikely thing as far as games that are also on consoles go, because that's too complicated for console users.
I know. I read a post by someone saying that they really didn't like how they'd simplified things in Fallout 4 and made it even more console-y. And I was playing the game for a few hours and I was thinking, what is that guy even talking about? Nothing in this game has been dumbed down whatsoever. It's actually more complicated than previous Fallout games.
That was my main gripe with Oblivion, apart from the plasticine faces. The dumbing down for consoles.
Yeah. Okay, like in Fallout 4, you have a huge complicated crafting system for your armor, your weapons.
No, I don't like when people put crafting systems into RPGs. It's
Well,
not very.
You can ignore it or you can use it. Like, you have to put perks into your skills.
It depends on how retarded it is. Like, they put it everywhere. Took Far Cry as an example. The crafting system in Far Cry was bad.
Yeah, no, the crafting system in Far Cry was basically just a hurdle you had to walk over in order to actually enjoy the game. It's like, oh, you need to craft a better gun bag so you can carry more than one gun. It's like, okay, no.
So you're saying that
in Fallout
system makes sense?
It does make sense.
Why?
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a suit of armor made out of a dog you ate, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. You made it out of dog leather, so you're wearing this leather armor.
Artrix, don't bluff. It was the only not radioactive animal in the entire land.
Okay, so you got your leather suit of armor that you made out of random animal bits, and you're like, oh, okay, grand. And then you're like, okay, you know what? I bet I could put more padding on this armor and make it better. So you can do that.
Oh.
Or you can be like, actually, I want to be more sneaky. So instead of putting more leather on, I'll put a pillow in my armor and it'll make it quieter. Or you can be...
No, I was just saying it sounds good.
Yeah. Or you can be like, you know, I want to be more invisible in the dark, so I'll paint my armor black. You know? There's all of these mod options, but most of them are actually exclusive. You can only have one of these
naturally
mods. And then, okay, that's the miscellaneous mods, and they do a bunch of random different shit, like even pockets. You can put pockets on your armor and carry more shit. And that's just for the regular armor. So you've got the basic upgrade to the regular armor, which just increases how armory it is. And to actually increase your armor's effectiveness, you actually have to take a perk to, called Armorer, which says I can make better armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's that. And then you can do a whole lot of shit with your guns as well as there is the basic I want to make my gun do more hurty, but you can also change a bunch of parts of your guns, add suppressors, silencers, scopes, different receiver, change its rate of fire. Which is good,
That